quickly move on to Mr. Ninder Johal. From your experience, what key factors would you say are crucial for attracting sustainable investment to East Africa?
Okay, well, thank you very much. I did start by saying that I'm going to give you an outsider's perspective. From here, I'm going to Leicester. Now, Leicester's very famous because a lot of the people who live in Leicester came from Africa. And when you speak to those people, they speak so favorably about Africa. As I walk through the room here, I've never seen so many Africans in my life. And you know something? You were all very welcoming and positive. So you have some great natural attributes. It's a beautiful country, beautiful nation. And of course you speak brilliant English, so that makes you actually very attractive internationally. But what do I think, and what do most people think? Well, we just talked about India. India is known for IT. It's known for something. You go to China. China's known for manufacturing. You go to Vietnam. They're now competing with China for low cost. You say Africa. What are you known for? Nobody knows what Africa is known for. So your primary challenge is a brand challenge. You've got to collectively, by the way, this is not just government. Everybody sitting in this room has a responsibility, and you are great ambassadors. I've met most of you here, you're fantastic people. But actually, you're the solution to your branding problem. You all own that solution, all of you. Not just one individual, not just one government. I hear wonderful things about the way Africans have adopted IT. You've adopted the movement towards cashless society quicker than most nations. You've actually got a march ahead of other people. I think collectively, all your nations, I see East Africa. What you don't have, and I had an article from the Financial Times, it reads, Africa struggles to capitalize on overtures, in other words, people who are interested from global powers. So in other words, these people are on your doorstep, but for some reason, there appears to be a barrier that they can't get over. Go back to 1947, India was on its knees. It was on its knees. By 2050, it will be the biggest economy in the world. So what have they done that Africa appears to be holding back? They've embraced inward investment. Don't shun it. Embrace it. They've understood that we need to be business friendly. I tell you, I've been on TikTok. Some of the best entrepreneurs come from Africa. They are fantastic on TikTok. You have the most entrepreneurial culture on the globe. But for some apparent reason, there does not appear to be a partnership between entrepreneurs and government. I'm the chair of what we call the City Investment Board. So I chair the partnership between local government and business. And I tell you, it's not easy. Government by nature has to be risk averse. They are taking the taxpayers' money. But if they work with entrepreneurs, and I tell you, this is a unique opportunity for this continent to be on top of the world. The challenge is, can you grasp it? Can you work in partnership? And can you encourage your next talented generation to become the entrepreneurs, not today, but the entrepreneurs of tomorrow? I say to you all, you are fantastic people, you have a fantastic nation, you have a fantastic block of countries. Your time has come. Europe is tired. US is stagnant in terms of growth. Africa is the place to be.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ninder Johal. Please tell us, how do you think East African countries can better position themselves to attract UK investors, particularly in manufacturing and technology? Yes.
Okay, sorry, I didn't realize I thought it was for you. I think I've already referred to it. It's having an open, embracing culture, encouraging people to come and work with you. You have a fantastic airline. You have a great understanding and culture of tech. The future of agriculture is how you adopt technology within your agricultural sector. India struggled with it. India's still struggling with it. That's why they had protests from the farmers, and that was well documented. So change is always difficult. Change will always be difficult. But if you ignore tech, and tech is applicable across all sectors, including agriculture, if you can adopt that now, because you have no bad baggage, if you can adopt that now, I think the future is fantastic.
Thank you very much. Can you, in few words, tell us some of the collaborations with regards to projects that the organization has had with Africa, with East Africa precisely?
Okay, so I can't refer to Africa. My earlier comment was I've never done anything with Africa, but I can tell you locally, as a locality, we bid for money from the government. The money comes in, we bid for it. We don't then wait for the government to tell us where to spend it. We spend it where we think it is right because we are local. So one of the things every government has to do is detach itself, not try and control everything, but to actually democratize decision-making to the local areas. Let them decide how to spend it. They get ownership, they work hard, they know they're the solution, back to my solution, and you'll see growth happen. So government has to, it's difficult for government to do that, but they've got to delegate, democratize, and remove themselves and let the local people decide.
Thank you very much, and a round of applause for him.
Exchange rate fluctuations, capital controls, repatriation restrictions, and liquidity risks are among the variables impacting FDI, specifically in this region. What do you think needs to be done to reduce the barriers and facilitate smoother transactions across all the industries that you address? FX is a big challenge. We're seeing that hard currency sourcing is a big challenge. Generally, what can be done to facilitate smoother transactions in East Africa?
Okay, who's the question addressed to?
The whole
Okay, good. Let's give the question to Ninder Johal.
Just a very quick one. I'll correct what I said at the start when I said, what does Africa stand for? Actually, Africa is a beautiful country.
Continent, yeah.
And actually, one of its unique things that no one else in the world has got, actually, it's its visitor economy. And I think that's a huge, huge asset. So I think it's a great question, and I think that's what you can really focus on. In terms of FX, any business will tell you to operate globally, you need certainty. And if a country that you're trading with doesn't give you certainty, for whatever reason, you're going to shun, you're going to keep away. So every country should have some kind of industrial strategy, some kind of strategy that then gives investors the confidence to invest in that country. Now, currencies will always go up and down. Share prices will always go up and down. That will never change because you'll always get turbulence in economic markets. But economic markets always shift up and down depending on their confidence in the country they're investing in. So if your country doesn't have an industrial strategy or some kind of international investor strategy that people can buy into, then FX, currency markets, financial markets, they will always be in turmoil. Always. And that's why the American dollar has always been strong, because investors have always believed that the American dollar was the safest place to put your money. So unless government can articulate that certainty, then it's very difficult for business to invest and very difficult to manage that turbulence that you referred to.
Thank you very much, Ninder Johal. At this
Actually, it's not about me. You have a beautiful continent, you have beautiful people, and you have amazing potential. You've got to continue to embrace change, but above all, I think you should continue to dream, and I think you should continue to believe.